All right, welcome back to another session of Cooking with Your Coach. My name is Courtney Handel, and I am the health coach at the Waukesha Employee Health and Wellness Center, powered by Everside Health. And today we are making chia seed pudding. And you might say, why chia seed? I've got a lot of things up there on the screen for you, but also chia seeds are just actually a real powerhouse. They are a complete protein, so really good source of protein, have all the 9 essential amino acids that your body needs. And in the 2 tablespoons, it's 10 grams of protein and 10 grams of fiber, which is fantastic, helps to keep the system, keep things moving. Also an excellent source of antioxidants and omega-3 fatty acids, or the polyunsaturated fat, 8 grams in 2 tablespoons. And it contains other nutrients like calcium, iron, magnesium, and zinc. So chia seed pudding really is a great thing that you can make as a snack or breakfast, or even a sweet treat for dessert. And you can prep it ahead of time and then just have a quick grab and go, which can be really helpful for those busy mornings especially. So just kind of some basics. There's a ton of recipes out there. Honestly, a lot of times when I'm making it, I just put in whatever I have around, whatever seems good for the moment. And I don't necessarily always measure. So I will be honest, I did a lot of research to figure out the best ratios for you. And what I came up with in all the recipes I looked at is, to make a single serving, it would be 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, half a cup of milk, whatever milk you like. And then honestly, the rest is just whatever, like I said, whatever calls to you, whatever you have around, whatever flavor you want to play with. If you have a milk that is a little bit sweet or has some flavor to it, like a vanilla almond milk, you might not even need to add anything. Again, I make mine with an unsweetened soy milk, and I think that gives it plenty of flavor. Soy milk has a slight sweetness to it. I guess most milk has a slight sweetness to it anyway. But adding other things like vanilla extract or cinnamon, and then of course when it's done, putting fun stuff on top, it is really can get people excited. So I do have some favorite flavor combinations on there. Today I had pre-prepped so you can see what it looks like. Just one that has vanilla extract and cardamom, and then I'm going to put some cherries, frozen cherries on top of that one. And today live, I'm going to mix one that has matcha and maple syrup. So we'll get to that in a little bit. Like I said, you can store, once you prep it, you can store it in the fridge for really a whole week. So you could make a bunch of individual jars, or you can also just prep it in one big bowl. And honestly, I kind of go back and forth between what I do. It just depends if I want a variety of flavors, or if maybe I want something different than what my kids would want. Or if I want to just keep it simple and just make one big bowl and then we scoop it out of there. But the jars can be nice because then, again, it's that like grab and go style. So again, we'll get to this visual in a second, but it's very simple. All you're doing is putting the milk and the seeds in a bowl, stir it up a little bit. At this point, I do like to add, if I'm using vanilla extract or anything to sweeten it, and then as well as any like spices or other flavorings that I might want to add in. I might add that right away. Then you can chill it in the fridge. You could do as little as 1 to 2 hours, especially if you like it to be thinner. Or you could do as long as overnight, or multiple nights, of course, and then it will get thicker the longer that it has to sit in there. And then when you are going to serve it, you just throw some good stuff on top. I will also throw out that if you make like a big batch and you have more than you end up getting through, I have found that you can actually freeze it. In the way I found best to freeze it is scoop it out in like 1 to 2 tablespoons. I put it on a baking sheet that has parchment paper or silicone mat. So plop those 1 to 2 tablespoons out on the mat, throw it in the freezer for about 20 minutes until it's you know, mostly frozen, and then you can peel them off and throw it in a bag, of course, label it, and then you could just eat them straight out of the bag, frozen like that. Or you can also add them to a smoothie. You could probably even add them to baked goods. I haven't personally experimented with that. I've just done this adding to smoothies, or again, just eating it right out of the bag, and they're pretty tasty. Let me go ahead and cut the slides real quick so I can make myself bigger. Awesome. So here we have, I'm gonna have to rearrange this. Okay, so here I got my milk, again, a half cup, my unsweetened organic soy milk, and then I've got my 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. So you're just gonna pour those right on in and give it a little stir. Honestly, I don't stir it too much because what I'm gonna do is put a cover on it and shake it. Again, not great at measuring. I'm going to add just a splash of vanilla. And then with this one, I said I'm going to do matcha. It's just a plain organic matcha. So matcha's, you know, ground up green tea. So it's got a lot of antioxidants, which are great, especially if you're dealing with some inflammation. And then just a little bit, I'm doing just a half teaspoon of maple syrup. I don't think that it really needs it because, like I said, I think the milk is pretty sweet, but adding the matcha, that's a really earthy flavor. So I think that the maple kind of rounds it out nicely. I'll put that in there. And a little stir. Not even really necessary. I'm probably making more of a mess by stirring it, to be honest, since I've got it in a jar. I'm just gonna put the cover on and shake it. So that I'll put in the fridge, and it'll be ready to go in the next morning if I want, depending on the flavor. Maybe I will drizzle a little, you know what, I have some coconut vinegar, so I might throw that, a splash of that in there, or maybe it'll need a little more maple syrup, or maybe some toasted coconut, probably some pecans, or some hemp seeds, something like that will be delicious. But then just to show you what it looks like here, we've got, mine is kind of liquidy still, but you could see at the bottom it's pretty solid. And so again, it just depends on the texture that you like. If you like it to be thicker, you can add a little bit less milk. If you like it thinner, you can add a little bit more milk. The other thing that I did notice is, this is the first time I did it this way, but when I prepped this last night, I threw in some cherries, and it seems like those caused the chia seeds to not coagulate as much, I guess you could say. So that, I thought that I fished them all out, but I guess I didn't. So that's why some of it is still separated. So use that to your advantage. If you prefer it to be just more thick and solid, like I guess like a pudding, then you don't want to add the fruit and put the fruit on top like this when you're ready to eat it. Or if you do prefer it be a little bit more separated, then add a little bit more milk, add some fruit or stuff right in there that can help to break up the formation of the, I guess, almost kind of like a gelatin that the chia seeds make. So there you go. Got my chia seeds with my cherries in there. This one has vanilla, and I threw some cardamom in it too, just because that's what I was feeling last night. So let me throw my slides back up if I can. See if it'll put me right where I left off. It won't. But I will just throw this up just to kind of close it off. So hopefully this was helpful. A quick little recording on making chia seed pudding. For those of you who are signed up for the series, I will send in the email with this recording a bunch of other recipes, just kind of help with some inspiration. But again, You can find us, look on YouTube for lots of other cooking demos and various other recordings as well, including exercises and meditations. Also check out our podcast, Talk About Wellness. And then we do have a Healthy Habits Challenge coming up at the end of April. So for our Waukesha Employee Health and Wellness Center participants, be sure to be on the lookout for that. And then, of course, always available for coaching, telephonic, virtual, in office, or walking. I hope you have a great day and enjoy some chia seed pudding.